Hello everyone, this is Sam here from PrismScroll. So we're just gonna kind of do a casual video that's gonna be more kind of stream-like, where I'm gonna fumble through making a class. So I'm gonna learn some things, you're gonna learn some things, and we're gonna make it better. So basically just gonna go through creating a homeroom class that somebody requested online called the Card Slinger. And we'll kind of go through what the general procedure is and what the custom creator can do right now and kind of the goals. So if you're bored, you can watch this and kind of get some ideas on how you can use the custom creator in PrismScroll. So starting off, so basically to make a class, the most complex things that make up a class are the class itself and all its characteristics, like for example, hit dice, the features for it, the description, its subclasses, things like that. And then speaking of that, subclasses is a big characteristic, and then features for the class and the subclass. So at the moment, right now, you have to make it a little bit backwards, or in that you have to prepare things for the class. So basically, when you're in the custom creator, you have all these options that you can create. So to create a class, you need to create the features and the subclasses first. So first, in order to create a subclass, you need to have the features for that subclass created first. So we're going to kind of work a little bit backwards. Basically, we're going to make the features for the subclass, and then we're going to make the subclass, then we're going to make the features for the class, and then we'll make the class itself and put it all together. In the future, when you press on the class, you're going to be able to create features from there. That's going to be the end goal, but at the moment, I'll just kind of show you how it is, and then we'll adjust accordingly, and maybe I'll update this video when it changes. So starting off, we're making the the card slinger. So basically, Gambit from X-Men. So starting out with the features, basically you would want to select feature, and then we're making a class. So there's three different types of features. There's a class feature, a race feature, and a feat. So I know right now at the moment, class features are features that are based on a level. So like, for example, at level 2 you have this, or at level 5 you gain this ability. And then race features are more things that you get intrinsically. I know that some, when I went back and kind of looked at things, like I play an Asimir, they have an ability that's based on a level, so I'll have to kind of adjust that and change that a little bit, but at the moment this is how it is. So class races are based on just you get them right off the bat when you are that race. And then feats, as you know, are just abilities that you gain at a level if you don't choose to use the level up stat bonus points, which are also, they're not level dependent at the moment. So starting off, we're gonna basically create a class feature. So I'm gonna put the link in the description of the class that I'm making here. It's basically from D&D wiki. So basically, you're gonna put the name of your class or the name of your feature. So looking here, the first feature, I'm gonna call the first feature the deck. So basically let you get it basically at level 1 it appears. So basically the features are defined by their name. So if you suspect that a feature has the same name as something else, but it's actually different, so like we ran into a problem with natural protection or natural armor or something for Luxodon, Lizard Folk, and Turtle. So like that is slightly different for each of those races, but because it had the same name, it only made one of them. So if you think it's the same name as something else, make sure to name it uniquely, like just include the name of the class or the unique item that you're creating so that you can find it later anyway. So Oh, basically, you have the description here, which is going to basically be the description that shows up when you're in your features tab. So basically, I'm just going to copy and paste that from here. Then you can kind of format it a little bit. Ooh, that's annoying. Well, there you go. I learned something. You can't return. I did a bad thing. Return. As I said, this is going to be very casual. If you have extra time, I'm going to take notes, and this is me learning as well. I'll take notes and see things that are annoying, and I'm sure that you guys have run into them too. So it's good that I'm going to go through this and then make changes as I go. So I know working with Instagram that a way to get around this is to copy and paste from the notepad. So basically I'll be able to get my returns that way. Or if I just copy all of them. We're going to, essentially this is everything. Think that I am going to include, I mean, it's technically not a feature, it's just defining something that is you're dependent on your class. So this is just going to be a very large feature. All right. So we'll copy that and see how that looks. So there's no returns in there. So like I said, I can kind of teach you something here. If you paste it in here, you can add formatting to it. And then when you paste it back into the text box, it will have that space in there so that you can read it easier. Space there, space there. I want one here. So there's a little bit of judgment that goes on with creating a feature. Like you kind of have to make some determinations on what you think it is, and I think when you guys get to play with it a little bit, you'll get better at it. And I plan on making videos similar to things like this where I'll show you kind of my thought process when I go through it, but maybe when you think about it, it's a little bit different, and that's okay. Whatever you think is there isn't really a wrong way to do it, you know what I mean? You can kind of just do it the best way that you think it is. It is the custom creator after all. Options are up to you. So I just like to have it spaced out because it makes it easier to read when you get into the features tab. Yeah, so close. Yeah. Copy. Delete. So you see how I added those returns in there, or those extra spaces. So this is going to make it a lot better to read when you get into the actual features. So that's something you do. It's a little trick. But like I said, I think what I'm going to do is change how that text box works so that you can actually add returns. And then in order to leave it, you would just press the done button or swipe left or right. That would be the best way to do it. So special effects, this is, I think, the unique part. about the custom creator. So rather than basing all of your extra special effects on other standard classes, this is going to let you make whatever you want. But at the moment, we're just going to make textual reference features. So you don't necessarily need to add special effects, and I think they're going to become more important when these things get hooked up. But there you go, and you can kind of review it here. So we'll go ahead and done with that, and we'll move on to the next one. So that one was probably the longest one. So we'll go on to the next one, do another feature. It's a class feature. It's called one with shadows. Boop. That's level 2. And at second, well, here we'll just copy and paste, save time. Nope. Copy. Paste. So at second level, you gain proficiency in stealth skill, and if you already have proficiency, your proficiency bonus is doubled for any dexterity stealth check you make. So let's go ahead and do this here. Skill proficiency. So we'll add a skill proficiency special effect. We add one. It's at level 2. We get stealth, wherever it's at, it's right there. Add. There you go. See, gain proficiency at level 2 in stealth. There you go. So that when you create that special effect in the future, that's going to do it for you automatically. So by doing this upfront work here now before it works, you're planting the seeds, you're investing in the future, and it will when you have these special effects, then they'll start coming online when I get that working. So I made that one. So Action Surge, I know that Action Surge is a fighter ability, so it's probably not in here because it's a common ability and we don't have that yet. Make a note. Adding standard features. So like I was saying, just to make sure, I would just suggest, say, like, do card Slinger Action Surge. Unless you know that, it's not a unique ability or, it's the same, you can just select it again. So, I skipped backstab. No, it doesn't really matter. We can go back and get it. Copy. Notes. Like I said, I'm learning here too. Didn't know that you couldn't return, so I'm gonna fix that. It's a good thing that I'm trying this. Thank you. So, I want to put a space here so it'll be easier to read. Starting that, so you can push yourself beyond your normal limits for a moment. On your turn, you can take one additional action on top of your regular action. Okay, that's fine. No real special effects there. Done. And then we're done. So then we're gonna go back to do backstab. Feature. Class. Backstab is at level 2. I don't think that is overlaying, or that's not the same as anything else. I think, that kind of worries me. I wonder if that's with Rogue. I think that's sneak attack. Never mind. We're good. So backstab. Let's go ahead and select that. Copy. Add in the space there for the moment. Select. Boop. Done. Okay, so this one does have a special effect in that it gives you damage based on levels. So you add dice. You might not be able to see this, but basically their class table that shows their features has damage. So we're gonna go add 1d6 starting at level 2. There we go. And then the next threshold is 7th level. 2d6. Boop. Done. And then 12, 6, 3. So you'll notice that I'm not making one for every single level. So basically how it's going to go is it's going to assume that in between them, it's using the lowest one. So for example, let's say you're level 9, it's going to go to the highest level that you're at. So that would be, the highest threshold you reach, which would have been 7, and then use that damage. So don't feel the need to make a dice for each level when you're doing things like this. It's just going to assume that, it's going to assume the highest threshold that you've reached. And 6, and that is at 17. Boom. There we go. So we created that. Moving on. All right. Now, subclass, I wouldn't consider that a feature. You're going to have a selection here in the class to select what level you get that at, so I wouldn't worry about making that a feature. And then we're going to make another one. Class Gamblers Luck. All right. That is at level 5. All right. Oops. Copy. Oh man, struggling. Oh boy. Uh-oh, I broke it. Ah. Oh, there we go. Whew. Watch that struggle on screen, on video. Oh boy. Paste. Being at 5th level, your melee attacks when using one-handed critical strike on natural 19. Okay. That's similar to the champion. Okay. Okay. Moving on. Extra attack. Like I said, this one is more of something that might get repeated, so I would call this, include the name in it. Cards, Slinger, extra attack. And that's at level 5. Go with that. And because this has a space and we want it to look nice, we'll take this into Notepad, copy. Say in the process of creating this, I appreciate anybody that's made anything and shared it on the Discord. It's as you can tell, it's a little bit of effort, and anything that you do to create and share with others is definitely appreciated, because you're putting in effort that other people are going to be able to enjoy. So big shout out to people that have made some things, like for example, I know the Artificer and the Mystic class were created by Camo from our Discord, and those are not simple things to create, that's for sure. I know that those classes are pretty in-depth, so big shout out to you. Really appreciate that. So next one, going the distance. That's at level 6. Boom. Copy, paste. All right. Calling card. Calling card. That is level 9. Just looking through this makes me, I skipped another one. Evasion. This reminds me of the good old days of Gambit. Gambit from X-Men. He was always so cool. Level 9, got that. Okay, go back and get evasion here. That's such a simple name that it makes me think that maybe it's a repeat, so I'm just gonna call that card Slinger evasion, just in case, doesn't hurt. 7. Then go in here, copy. So I would say that this is definitely the most work. Doing the features is the most effort that will have to go in. As you can tell, it's pretty intensive. I was looking, I know a lot of people have reached out and mentioned different ways of creating things that where you can copy and paste easier. So like maybe having a web app that you can easily copy and paste information in, where you're typing. I mean, obviously that's a lot faster on a keyboard than on mobile, or copy and pasting like I'm doing here to show. So that's an option. I was also looking into maybe doing like an Excel or something, like where you would input things into a certain field, and then it would concatenate and use the functions that are on Excel to create the file, which is just a text file formatted in a certain way. So that's also an option, which is probably a little bit closer. But I think as we expand, like for example, the website, having a web-based creator will definitely be the way to go, so that you can use the desktop, which is more heavy data entry friendly than a mobile device, as an option to create things. And then maybe have a database on there, like move the Discord database onto there instead of having it there where you have to join. That will be more kind of open. All right, we're getting close. All right, features, class, mulligan, 11. Okay. Did I do curve in the card? Paste. Place the card on the back of the shuffle. Okay. Boop. Let's check and see if I made curving the card. And then calling card. Okay, I made both of those. I don't know why. I didn't think I did. Okay, we're so close. Card Gambit. Card Gambit. Level 14. Boop. This is where I need the elevator music. Shadow Walk. That makes me sketchy because it seems like a rogue feature, so, or just something else sounds like they have that, so I'm gonna call that. It doesn't hurt for sure, so Sure, you know, it increases the name a little bit, but I would rather not have a collision, if you will. Small price to pay, in my opinion. Okay. I'm struggling here. There we go. Okay. We're so close to the fun stuff. Paste. 17, 17. All right. Resolute mind. I'm gonna go hardcore and type this one because it's short. Resolute mind. That one's 18. At 18th level, you gain advantage on wisdom and intelligence saving throws from magic. So I know that you can add advantage as a special effect here. So we'll just show more of the things that are available. So at level 18, you get advantage in wisdom intelligence. Boom. There you go. Actually, saving throw proficiency. So that's a little bit different. So, like, there is some judgment that goes into that. So that is saying intelligence, wisdom, and intelligence skill rather than saving throws. So maybe I need to make a differentiation between saving throws and... Well, I did actually, so we're good. Never mind. I lied. All good. All good. Killing it. All right, last one. So class. This is such a stacked class. Do you like that pun I made? Too good, too good. If you guys made it this far, I applaud you. I applaud you. All right. You are dedicated PrismScroll fans. That's for sure. All right. I'll definitely put a jump between creating the features and the other fun stuff. All right. So that is creating features. We created all the features for the class. So now we just have to create the features for the subclasses. And then we'll be able to make the bigger, higher level items then. So I've got discard. That is at level 3. All right, come on. So that's got some space in it. So we're gonna use the notepad to space it out. Boop. Paste. I wanted to put it here. Okay. Select. Moving down. Copy. I want to go here. Level 3. Paste. Done. All right. So add that. 6th level dealers choice 6. Do. No. Oh man, this is a struggle. Seriously. Anybody that's made anything so far, man, You are dedicated. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Hat trick. Class hat trick. Speaking of hockey, I'm from Ohio, and the Columbus Blue Jackets won their first playoff series. Heyo, Columbus Blue Jacket fans, let's go. Yep. 10th level. All right, wild card is the last one. Or did I just create that? Wild card, no, all right. Dun, 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 dun. Wild card, level 15. And then go here. Copy that. Paste. Boom. All right, so then there's spell casting, spell card. So at the moment, there's not really a good way to include spells. And this looks like, I don't know if this is a subclass or not. I'll have to check. So we're just going to create the Deckmaster subclass, and then if this is actually a subclass, the spell card subclass, then we'll make that later. But just as an example, we'll make one subclass. All right, so now write down the time. 32.7. All right, now after you create all your features, now you can make the bigger items. So first we'll start off with the well, actually we'll start off with the class, because then you create the when you make the subclass, you select what class it is. And so first you make the class. So first you got the name, card Slinger. Singer. That could be one. Make another one. So the description basically is the description you'll see. So like when you're in the picker view, when you're creating a character, there's that little class info. So if you want to have a little bit of description for when people try to pick that class, and give them a little bit of background on what that is, then you can put that here. So I saw at the top that there was kind of a little bit of little blurb, text blurb about that. So the sound of a deck of cards shuffling makes your soul sing. So just things like that. If you want to include that, it's not necessary. If you don't want it, it's optional. So then here you select your hit dice, which is a D8. And then ability score levels. Those are, let's look at that. We got 4. Most common one is 4, 8, 12, 16, and then 19. So that's pretty standard. Free skills. Free skills are things that you get for free. No duh, Sam. You get without, there's no choice, you just get them for free. That's more for like backgrounds, for example, you get those skills for free. Classes are more of, there's a list of things that you choose from. So this one, classes, you don't get any skills for free, but if you want to create a class that you get things for free, then you can do that. But classes work more on selecting things. So you get to select 4 from Arcana, Deception, Insight, Perception, Stealth, and Sleight of Hand. All right, so you selected those. So saving throws, we got Dexterity, Charisma. Languages, like I said, this is not necessary. This is more for races. Like I said, it's to cover everything, so you don't have to put it in if you don't see anything. If it's not actually pertaining to it, you don't have to fill it in. It is optional, so it will yell at you if you need it. So just know you can try to skip it. So simple weapons, all those. Martial melee weapons, so that's melee, melee, melee. That's select all those. All right, got all those. So starting equipment, this is gonna turn out to be like how the backgrounds are right now, but at the moment there are no choices, but so you can kind of just do this as text, and I'll just kind of copy and paste this in there. So basically this, when you type in this box, it's gonna copy and paste this in the equipment text box for reference at the moment. So just so you have it as a reference, you can include that here. I think I'm gonna, just for readability, I'm gonna do this in a notepad so that I can actually see the separation. I like to be able to read it. So I'll do that. With those, space. Okay, so I have those. Like I said, this is going to be how it is normally for the things that are pre hard coded, where you get to select those choices. In the future, it's going to be the same that way, where you get to add these choices in the future. So class color, so I think I'm going to make it black. You can choose whatever you want. I am going to pick, let's do that one. Okay, feature. So here, this is where your work finally pays off. You get to select all the features that you made. So basically all you have to do is search it up with a deck, boop, and add the next one, which is one with shadows, and then backstab, card, Slinger, action surge, gambler's luck, extra attack. So you see there was an extra attack in there, so you just got to be careful with that, because that's just how they're differentiated by the name at the moment. Curving the card. Mulligan. Right. Card. Gambit. Did I miss evasion? Yes, I did. Evasion. Boom. So I already added that one. Shadow. Walk. Resolute Mind. And then stacked deck. Boom. All right, so let's just do a quick check. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 features. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. Woo! Got it on the first try. So maybe we'll number of features. That might be useful. Okay, moving on. So subclass unlock, like I said, this is where you're going to be able to make that choice there. It's at level 3. And there we go, we made it. And then it's going to have all the information that you can kind of look through here and do that. So we made that. And then there's your class. So the next step is to add a subclass to that. So you create that afterwards, because you select that when you make the subclass. So the subclass is called the deckmaster. Boom. And then you can add a description if you want, not necessary. You add the class, card Slinger, boom. Then you add the features. So discard, add dealer's choice, hat trick, wild card. And maybe it might be better if you can select them. Select multiple at a time. That's multi-selection. Like I said, I'm learning here too. We're all about trying to make it better. You know, I'm going to continue making changes and improvements as they see fit. So make sure to let me know. You know, it's going to take time to make the changes, so just keep bugging me about it. But I want to make it better. That's definitely the goal. So I'll add that, and then we're done. So I guess I said that description's not needed, but it's not really that important. A subclass of card Slinger. Boom. All right, there we go. So now your thing's done. You'll see you have all the features here, and then the Deckmaster subclass. And then when you go back and create a character, you will find that that is now an option. Woo! And we did it. It only took 42 minutes, but we made the card Slinger class. So the best part is, you can now share that with everybody else. You took the effort and, you know, made that class, and now you can share it with everybody else, and everybody else would love you. So that's my very casual introduction into the custom creator for classes. I know there's another person that asked about the fairy race, so I'll be doing that soon. Just have been slightly busy with making the changes and kind of fixing all the little minor bugs with the transition from the other kind of system pre-OGL updates. So I think we're kind of getting settled down now. Everybody's kind of figuring it out and, you know, joining the Discord. So make sure you get connected there. It's really a good place. People help each other out, make cool things, and I'll be putting this class up there for you to download if you want. So let me know if you have any questions in the comments, or join the Discord and ask questions there, or via my email, which will be in the description. So thanks for tuning in. If you made it this far, gold star for you. That is quite impressive. Okay, talk to you guys later.